This quick weekly inspiration is devoted to managing your grand adventure from the idea of you through the looking glass into your childhood, your challenges, and your glee. Hi, I'm Carrie Fox, and I help people get their mojo back, whether it's after falling completely down the rabbit hole, or after some trauma, after a heartbreak that's become devastating, or when things just pile up one on top of the other and it just gets too much to carry and you start sliding down that slippery slope. You may find that time when you are completely sick and tired of being down, of being sad, of being depressed. You just become sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's when you have a choice. That's when you can decide to get your mojo back. And that's what I do in this world. That's my gig. But for now, on today's episode, we are going to look at managing your grand adventure. That is your life. We are going to start at the beginning, so let's start with my motto, which is to live in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed you into being. Now, what that means is that you are infinite wisdom, and you decided to come here. You chose to be here, to incarnate, to have a lifetime on this beautiful planet. Now, whether you planned that to be for 10 years or 50 years, whatever it is, you decided to come down here and have a grand adventure on this beautiful planet. But sometimes, and I have to admit all too often, what happens is we get shut off, we get pinched off, we get closed off from the awareness of our connection to infinite wisdom, to cosmic consciousness. Now, this image shows the way that most people think of themselves in relationship to spirit or their higher self. Maybe they have this little soul pocket in the middle of their chest where this spirit or soul might reside. And that is if they remember or even think about that at all. But the majority of their intentions, their sensations, their thoughts, and their behaviors are involved with their physical bodies, the human beingness of themselves, what's happening to them, what they are doing, and kind of as an afterthought, it's, oh yes, by the way, I have a spiritual connection. But this image now puts that into a much more accurate perspective, that the spirit, soul, universe, source is so much bigger than our humanness. It is all that is. It is infinite. And it's only a very small sliver of that energy that becomes us, the human part. Your human incarnation is that which infinite wisdom dreamed into being, to create the cellular being living on this planet Earth. Now, this is what I refer to as dual citizenship. The fact is that, yes, we are 3D human beings on the planet Earth. We are citizens of Earth. But more importantly, we are an extension of the consciousness of the universe. We are citizens of cosmic consciousness. And that's our dual citizenship. And it behooves us to remember that in absolutely everything we say and do. And you begin your grand adventure by selecting your parents and family and your place of birth on the planet. You probably chose not only to come and experience life in a body that can laugh and sing and dance, but probably also decided to assist with something on the planet. You came here to be of some service while you were here, and that's commonly referred to as your purpose. And many of us have multiple purposes that we chose to come here for. You and all the other babies of the world dreamed yourself into being for grand adventures and for purpose. Now, the cellular system that you inhabit is comprised of trillions of cells who individually came on this grand adventure with you. They collected DNA from your ancestors through your parents' DNA, and DNA that was what you chose because of special talents and characteristics that align with your intentions. You came to be adventurous and to have fun and to be silly. You came to make people laugh and to play, to live out loud and to fully enjoy each and every moment of your grand adventure. Chose time to play and discover friendships, and sometimes to remind yourself how powerful you really are. You can retain your connection with all of life. You can make sure that you're filled with joy and have no fear. And yes, life can contain challenges, but never forget that maybe, just maybe, you have chosen a challenge to learn something from it that you are going to need in your grand adventure. So keep calm and be crazy. Laugh and love and live it up, because this is the oldest you have ever been and the youngest you will ever be again. And I want to encourage you to remember your journey and your grand adventure. And if you manage your adventure well, you can keep that sense of fun and play into your adulthood. And you can live your life in color using the whole box of crayons. So will you be one of the millions who maintain their joy and their freedom into your senior adulthood? Or will you lose your awareness of your dual citizenship? Will you lose the awareness that your challenges were and are just learning points instead of becoming weighed down by them? You know, sometimes we even carry them like some kind of a badge of courage. This bad thing happened to me, which eventually wears you down and leaves you feeling hopeless and not wanting to get out of bed. You feel helpless and hopeless. Well, I promise you, this is not what you intended on your grand adventure. And that is forgetting your dual citizenship. Forgetting that you can live in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed you into being. So the question is now, what can you do about it? How can you get yourself back into harmony? Now, this is a really big subject, and there's thousands of books and movies and teachings and ideas on how to help you with this. But I have a few tips I would like to share with you today to help keep you aware of your dual citizenship and to thrive during your grand adventure. So the first tip is to look at your stories. Have you an excuse for why you are the way you are? Why you do the things you do? Because you are broken in some way? Do you tell people about why things in your life are wrong and why you are broken, why you can't be better, why things are so hard for you? Maybe because this has happened to you or somebody did this to you? Listen, if you do, you may recognize that you have done this more than once, that you have told this person and another person a while ago and another person before that, so that it becomes a repeated excuse. At this moment, you may not be aware of them, but now that I've mentioned it, I want to encourage you to take note that you do this, and then to consider from the point of view of your dual citizenship, what are you holding on to with this story? And what is it doing to your grand adventure? Is it putting on the brakes, or is it urging you to thrive? Freedom comes from letting go of your old and worn out, oh poor me stories. And I promise you, there is joy waiting on the other side of this process. And number 2 tip I want to give you today is, I'm calling it Ask Your Inner Child. Because inside of you, inside of me, an integral part of us all is our awareness of who we came here to be and what we came here to do. Many people have come to call that awareness their inner child, so this process uses that concept by suggesting when you are faced with decisions, when you are questioning if you're on the right path, when your life challenges seem overwhelming, slow down, take a breath, and check in with your inner child. The inner child I connect with is myself at about 10 years old, is what she feels like to me. I invite you to find your inner child who is still fresh and unsullied, is still hopeful and enthusiastic about every day, and feels as if she or he would be proud of your intention. So when you're confused, when you're lost, stop and ask your inner child if she or he would be proud of your intention. If the answer is no, that's a great sign for you to keep walking, to keep looking, to keep trying. If the answer is yes, then you know that you are walking the right path. So these are a couple of the processes you can use to manage your grand adventure and to help you keep you on track and living in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed you into being. How you stay connected to the innocence and the freedom of the beginning days and months of your journey. Your connection with the sounds and the connections of this world, and your sense of awe and wonder, while staying in harmony with your dual citizenship, your energetic relationship with all that is, as well as your relationship with your 3D human family. That you can live and laugh and love and be happy all the days of your life. That every day along your path, you know in your heart your soul connection, and you let your voice be heard so that you may shine and thrive. And that you may accumulate lifelong friends who you will realize are a part of your soul family. That you remember who you are beneath any momentary mask of sadness, to come home to your freedom and your glee, that you may recognize the freedom and the joy that you have come here to experience, to be and do and have all that you intended. So I truly hope that you like and are inspired by today's little episode. And I'd also like to invite you to check out the new free Living in Harmony group with Carrie Fox, where you can get regular guidance, inspiration, and clarity. You can be with other seekers on the same path as you. You can have access to special in-group workshops and events, as well as being able to ask questions both in the group and in a twice-a-month live Q&A. It's a private group for seekers wishing to live in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed them into being, and is interested in becoming fully invested in their dual citizenship. I am intending to have the live Q&A sessions be twice a month, but that frequency may change as needs change. You can join this group by going to www.facebook.com/groups/Living in Harmony with Carrie Fox. Or just from your Facebook page or profile, you can search in the Facebook search box for Harmony, Living in Harmony with Carrie Fox, and the link will show up. I'm really looking forward to all the beautiful things that can come out of this new group, and of course, would love to hear from you as it develops as to what you might want or need. And to like our regular Facebook page, which is Harmony Enterprises with Carrie Fox. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, I am Carrie Fox with Harmony Enterprises, reminding you to live in harmony with the infinite wisdom that dreamed you into being. And remember, when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, it's time to get your mojo back. Bye for now.